You asked, and I'm answering next. Welcome back to Transcend. I'm excited for today's episode as the roles are reversed, and she loves a good reversal. I'm in the hot seat answering your questions from a place of my personal perspective. This should be fun and interesting. I want to get as many answered quickly and as efficiently as I can, so let go. Hi, I recently broke up with my boyfriend, and with places opening back up, I'm ready for a hot girl summer. I just want to hook up with hot guys with no attachment. Is that bad? Charmaine, who's just looking for a bang from San Diego, I honestly would take the word bad out of your vocabulary when it comes to your feelings. We are coming out of a year of being locked up, cooped up in our house with no contact. So, of course, this is about to be the horniest summer in history with everyone coming back out. So you will not be the only hot girl, nor will you only be the hot boy that's trying to have a good summer. So I would say get your life as long as you are protecting yourself, as long as you are doing whatever you want to do to prevent yourself from creating another life. Just take care of yourself and girl, have at it. Our next question is from one of my East Coast sisters, Jessica from New Jersey. Jessica says, I just recently began my transition and I'm having doubts about some of my features, and it's been making me stress out and feel pressure about getting surgery to look and feel more like a woman. What advice do you have for me? In all honesty, there's going to always be a feature about ourselves that's going to remind us of our past self or make us see ourselves in a way that we don't want to or that we deem not a woman. And I would like to share with you a little bit of, for me, it was my beard. It was the fact that I had big feet. It was the fact that I spoke in a lower voice. So I always felt very insecure and very doubtful about my transition because of that. And the reality of it is there are cis women who have big feet. There are cis women who grow facial hair. There are cis women who also speak with a low voice. So it's like I think that society has told us what makes a woman, and that's not what it's about. And I would also say that surgery does not just make you a woman. I feel like you should focus on your transition in terms of your spiritual self, your mental self, your psychological self. Like, focus and work on that first on the inside so that all of the outer dressings just come as like icing on the cake and not like the actual cake. Because if you're not mentally ready, if you're not spiritually ready, even physically ready, because the last thing you want to do is you want to get into your body. You want to feel your body before feeling like you have these attachments. Womanhood it's an inner strength. It's an inner power. It's an inner courage. So it's like, you also don't want to go out and run and get breasts, and then it's like you didn't even give your body enough time to relax, the muscles to relax. You don't want like tennis balls sitting in your chest. Like, that's the last thing you want. So take your time. All of that is going to come in time, but just focus on your mental, focus on your spiritual, and just focus on working on the womanhood that is within you. Oh, we got a question from one of my Philly sisters, Tamika. Girl, how does your judge stay so fly? What's your secret? Well, I flew out of the womb fly. I've had two very stylish, amazing parents who was very stylish. I grew up in a family where it was all about style. It was all about a look. It was all about just getting dressed and just feeling your best. But I would say my personal secret, honestly, is a lot of prayer, a lot of meditation, a lot of staying in my lane, a lot of minding my business, a lot of showing love, showing support, showing up for others. So I would say that that's my little judge secret. I hope it works for you as well and for those out there watching. Jake from New York would like to know, I'm a gay man who hates the word and it triggers me when I hear my friends play around and say it. How do you feel about it? Jake, I personally, I know what you mean, and I know what you feel when you say it triggers you, and I totally understand that, and it's totally valid. Then again, we live in a time where, for me, the word growing up, it was a word that was used to cut and hurt and like tear down and just really make you question your existence and question your being. I'll never forget growing up in high school and that's where a lot of my people pleasing tendency came from, because the moment I did something that they didn't like, the moment I said something that they didn't agree with, the first word that they would say would be and it would cut me to my core. So I went around and I walked through life just carrying that people pleasing mentality because of, even it's not that word, it could be another word, or it could be something else, or it can just me not being liked. So I grew this people pleasing mentality because of that word. And now I'm in a space that I have taken full power of that word. And I too, at times, not at times, when I'm with my loved ones, when I'm with my close immediate circle, I use it in a way of, it's a term of endearment. So for me, when it comes to the word, it's like, it's a kiki to me. But I understand that it can be used to hurt, and we live in a time to where as though some may be sensitive as yourself, to where as though it triggers you. And I think that you have to sit with your triggers, and you have to examine your triggers, and you have to heal yourself from your triggers. Because although you can hold a boundary with your friends and how it makes you feel, your friends are also not responsible to do the emotional labor and do the emotional work that it takes for you to be comfortable and to be in a space when the word comes up. So that's how I feel about it, Jake. Amber from Long Beach would like to know, what's next for Gracie? Well, Amber, I live my life. I live an open book. What you see is what you get. However, I've learned to understand the importance of keeping some things for yourself. And I'm a person, I don't like to talk about it. I like to just do it. So I would just have to say, Amber, just stay tuned to what's to come. Our next question is from Lily in the Valley. I recently just lost a loved one, and I've watched the show on how you spoke about the loss of your mother. What advice or what could you say to someone who's going through grief right now? I would say that, as unfortunate as it is, we are in a space now that we have to learn how to take this pain and transmute it into love. And I say that because I'm in another level and another stage of healing with my mom. I'm noticing right now, I'm crying, and it'll be 2 years, and I'm crying more now than I did when it first happened and within the first year. So it's like this new wave of grief is like coming and it's hitting me. But the more and more I lean into so much of that pain, I'm seeing how like my external world is beginning to change and change for the better. And I hate to say it, but it's like I'm asking myself, it's like, what was it some sort of like sacrifice? Or is it that our loved ones can help us a bit more on the other side than they in the physical, in the spiritual, than they can when they were here in the physical existence? And these are the questions that I've been asking myself, because I never in a million years would have thought that with me being in the space of losing my mom, that I would be like the happiest that I've ever been. And that's just like, it's so weird how you can feel the spectrums of grief and sadness and pain, but also joy and light and love. And I know you miss him, because I miss my mommy so much. I miss my mommy so much. But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because I see a new day in my life, the life that I've always dreamed of. So we have to learn how to lean into this pain and lean into this grief and transmute it into something beautiful and powerful. So Lily, I send my love to you and your family, because I know what it feels like. And it brings up so much of the other ugly stuff that goes on with the loss of a loved one. So my heart truly goes out to you and to anyone who is still maintaining living life with the loss of their best friends, their soulmates, their family, their friends, or their pets, anything that has meant anything to them. I just send you love and healing. Ooh la la. I don't know about you guys, but I enjoyed today's show. I mean, let me find out that ex Gracie or Gracie after dark is the vibe. Let me find out. Move over, Howard Stern. There's a new bitch in town. So watch this episode again. Check out our website at pluslifemedia.com and make sure to follow us at pluslifemedia. Until the next time, feel the zhuzh, feel the love, and feel the fire.